What's up everybody? It's Hannah Saber from HR Images. If you are in the market looking for a great cine lens with autofocus, that is compact, lightweight, very versatile, don't worry, be happy. We've got something just for you. Actually, I do like that phrase that Samyang has done, don't worry, be happy. Every time I listen to that song, Don't Worry, Be Happy by Bob Marley, that's one of my favorite songs. I'm always thinking of their new cine lineup. Well, let's get the show on the road and we'll get going. Stay tuned. Don't worry, be happy. So Samyang has released their cine lineup. The very first autofocus lens, so they call it the VAF lens. Now, from memory, I know there are cine lenses that are autofocus, but the difference between this, comparing it to the other cine lineup, is due to its size. They weigh just 280 grams, each one of them. So all of them, all three of them, as you can see here on the desk, they're all the same size. So you got the 75, the 24, and you got the 35. Very compact, very lightweight, great for gimbal work. If you are a cinematographer, videographer, whatever you do, and you are using cine lenses, what I love about the Samyang VAF lens is, as we mentioned earlier, the size. Now, they've designed these the same size, same weight. So when you're shooting gimbal work, if I'm shooting the 35 and then I want to change to the 75, while on gimbal, you can actually change the lenses without recalibrating the gimbal. Now, for me, what I do, that's actually a godsend. I hate when I have to change lenses on gimbal and I have to recalibrate it because you're wasting time. Yes, as more experience you get using the gimbal, you will be able to calibrate faster, but wouldn't you like to go on a shoot and not having to recalibrate your gimbal every time you got to change lens? And Samyang has given that versatility to being able to change lenses without recalibrating a gimbal. So that's one very bonus thing I liked about Samyang. Talking about the design, you've got here the focus ring. Now, they're all the same design and same color. And with the focus ring, they've got like the thick grooves. Now you got the follow focus motor that you can get for the gimbals. It will fit perfectly here, so you don't have to get that little tie. It looks like a cable tie, I don't know the exact name of it, and tie it on and then connect it to the motor and do it. Whereas the actual follow focus motor has thick grooves that will fit perfectly in here. So as you are focusing, changing the focus, it will then change and give that smooth follow focus through. And the focus gives you that full 300 degrees focus turn, so it avoids any hard stops or anything like that to give you that jerk motion while you are doing the follow focus. So that's if you're shooting manual focus. Now, the autofocus of this lens is actually very quick and very silent. If you're looking for a dedicated cine lens for videos, this is great. What they've done with this one, it's got a linear motor. So it's unlike the stills lenses, they are focused by wire. This is actually linear motor. So giving you that fast, precise, smooth transition in their focusing. They all fit a 58mm thread. So if you are using a variable ND filter, if you've seen previous videos I've done sample videos for each of these lenses, and I've used the Haida CPL 2-in-1 CPL variable ND filter. So what I've done is that I just unscrew it and attach it to the other one. So they've given you the same filter lens size in each one. Now there are two more lenses coming out, which is the 20 and the 45mm lens. The cine lenses, they don't go by f-stop, they go by t-stop. So with cine lenses, they are measured by light, not the actual f-stop. So the f-stop, when you put this on camera, it'll actually be equivalent to an f1.8 to a t-stop of 1.9. For example, if you're going for the Sony STF lens, that's an f2.8 aperture, but it's actually a t-stop of, I think from memory, don't quote me on this, but if I'm right, I think it's about a 5.6 t-stop. So which means even at 2.8, it's less light that enters through your lens. So with this one, it's actually giving you very good light coming through. So a t-stop of 1.9, which is an aperture of 1.8. Here, a lot of people have been asking about why are there contacts in the front of the lens. Now, reason being Samyang has done contacts is there is going to be an accessory that will be attached to the front. And what I've been told, it's going to be anamorphic adapters. So Samyang is giving a great compact lens, very affordable compared to a lot of the Cine lenses, without its autofocus, and you can adapt anamorphic adapters on there. Now, I don't know much about the anamorphic adapters. I'm waiting to actually get a copy so I can then test it out and put up some video samples and do a review on it. So do subscribe to the channel and wait for that review. But that is why the contacts are there. All the lenses have also a focus hold button and a mode switch. Now, the mode switch, I currently have it set to aperture as well as manual focus. So mode 1, I think I've got it aperture, and mode 2 is a manual focus. What I like about it is if you shoot with Sony, you have the G Master lenses, you've got the aperture ring. So this gives you that versatility for the aperture ring. Unless you're going to do manual focus and you're going to use the follow focus motor, for example, you wouldn't be using that, you'd be switching it on manual focus. Just to give you a couple of videos. Now, these videos I'm going to be showing you is going to be taken with each lens. Now, shooting with the 35 in showing you how quick the focus is, how there's no hunting, it's very accurate, very fast. The only thing is there is slight focus breathing. If you look on the left hand side, you'll see on the chairs how it moves a little bit. That is focus breathing. So the 35 does have slight focus breathing. Now, when I'm using the 24mm, I haven't noticed any focus breathing. I'm not sure if it's because it's a wider lens that it's harder to sort of tell, but I couldn't tell anything with the focus breathing. The 75 also has very slight focus breathing. Now, it is not heavy focus breathing like a lot of the photo still lenses. They're actually done it very minimal. So for me, I wouldn't have noticed, to be honest, if I didn't really look carefully at it, because it's very hard. When I'm shooting video, I don't notice it changing focus. It is a very slight focus breathing in the lenses on that. But some people may like it, some people it doesn't bother them, because to be honest, comparing it to the photo stills, it is a big improvement. Another thing is you got that white line that they've got here. They've also got it in the top of the lens, which is right there. So what is that? It's called a tally lamp. When you're shooting video, if you're shooting an interview or someone, or even doing vlogs like what I'm doing now, I have, surprisingly, it's funny because I do laugh at myself, is even I'm shooting the A7S3, generally I would have it record, you can see it. But there's times where, because I'm looking directly at the lens and I don't intend to look at the screen, I will then tend to forget if it's recording. With the tally lamp, it will be green when it's not recording and it will turn red when it's recording. So if you are doing an interview and you want to indicate to the person when to start, or if they're doing some talk or a monologue or whatever it is, you can indicate to them, have a look at the front of the lens. Once they see the red light on, they know that's their cue to start. So that's a good thing, feature that they've had added onto this little feature, the tally lamp. All the lenses, what I like about the Cine lenses, they're not just great for video, they're awesome for stills, giving you that wide aperture, giving you a great bokeh. So I'm going to show you a few samples of images captured with each of these lenses and just showing you the bokeh straight out of the camera. What I like also is that the characteristics this lens produces. So it gives that sort of kind of vintage look. It's got a sort of a vintage look compared to the stills. So it's got that unique look, which is what Cine lenses will give. So if you are a hybrid shooter, having these lenses shooting both still and video at the same time, these are really good. So it's not like you're going to be shooting, for example, a manual focus Cine lens that's only dedicated for video. When you want to shoot stills, you got to change lenses. Then you will be, back and forth. So with these, I've shot videos as well as stills at the same time with the same lenses. So you can change to the focal length. The glass that they use, it gives a consistent color throughout the lens. So if you are, like I've noticed it, look, a lot of the stills, lenses, like the G Master lenses, for example, awesome glass, produces amazing image quality, but they're not all equally the same. There is always a shift in color and they're not always accurately the same. Whereas the Cine lenses, you're shooting stills as well as video with these, they have a consistency of color and quality that these lenses produce. So when you're shooting video, if you change it between the 35 and 24, for example, or the 75, you're not going to see a change in it. So it makes your color grading a lot easier and quicker because you're doing a consistency, because the light's going to be the same, the color rendering and everything is going to be the same. So it's a lot easier to edit through. Whereas the other still lenses, they have different consistency. They're not consistent with color. So their color and what they produce is going to be a slight shift in each one, which is what I found. Whereas, and when you're editing, I've noticed it when I've edited from two different lenses, I gotta re-edit the second one slightly differently to make it look like the first one from a different lens. Where this one, I don't have to. It's that very consistent coloring, rendering in these lenses. Another thing as well that these lenses have is weather sealed. So making it great to shoot in wet weather. They are weather sealed. I've shot in light rain with these, both video as well as stills. Even on the waterfalls at the Blue Mountains, where there's a lot of water coming down, we were just directly under the water, so we're getting a bit of splash while we're filming. These lenses are great because they are weather sealed as well. So that gives you a quick rundown of these lenses, the features it is, quick review on the lenses and what they produce. If you haven't seen, do go through my YouTube channel. There are sample videos as well through that I've posted, multiple different videos with each of these lenses. So if you wanted to see more video quality of the lenses, do check them out so you get a bit more of an idea. But just to give you more of an idea in the price point, it is 1,099 Australian. So the pricing are the same price, same weight, same size, 280 grams. Can't get any better than that. Autofocus lens. Samyang's really outdone themselves, and as they've always been promoting, don't worry, V happy. Check out the Cine lenses. Let me know your thoughts below on these lenses. If you've purchased them, what you think of them, or if you're planning to purchase them, let me know. That would be great to see what your thoughts are. Until then, guys, do subscribe to this channel. Stay tuned for some future videos. I'll be trying to see if I can do a video every week. So make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification button. Until then, guys, have a good night and we'll catch you later. See ya.